And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your further listening pleasure,
check 1 2 1 2. It is who? DPP again for another week. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
What up? What up?
Y'all ready for that? Y'all heard that? Yep.
Yes, sir.
Of course.
Make sure we good.
Yeah, it's been a long week, man.
It has been a long week. Let's talk about it real quick. Say what's up to the people. Want to give a shout outs to all the viewers, everybody that's sharing out there.
Yeah, definitely.
And we greatly appreciate it. Appreciate people actually responding to some of the videos out there, putting little comments. Let's keep that chat going. Definitely shoot us an email if you want to be a guest on our podcast. We got some pretty cool things coming up, like the t-shirts that I created, and these fuckers never follow up and say, hey, what's up with the t-shirts? But that's okay. They're my brethren. I'm here for y'all, man.
I feel like I trust you enough to get shit.
Oh, that, you know what? That's a typical white man answer.
That's a really good answer. That's a really good answer. That's good for gaslighters.
You gotta be on the fly, baby.
Okay, I'm telling you.
He said improv.
Good, bro.
Improv works.
They're good. I'm trying to tell you, like, y'all got shit planned for like decades. We just trying to get shit for next year. Speaking of white people, looks like we have a good white guy up that's running the country.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh shit.
I mean, he ain't running. He ain't running. He's barely walking.
But he's the point guard, though.
Yeah, he is.
He's the point guard or the wingman. Oh no, what would he be in hockey? Center, right?
Yeah, probably the center.
He'd be a fan.
Oh shit.
He'd be a fan.
Come on, man, Joe.
No, all jokes aside, yeah, he's all right, I guess. I mean, we can't really judge him yet.
It's too early.
It's too early.
Yesterday though, didn't he? I heard he like stopped the border wall fucking construction or some shit.
Yeah, he signed a bunch of executive orders. He's back into the whole yeah. I don't know. I can't think right now.
Yo, I don't give a fuck about politics, but I got beef with Trump now. Beef.
Oh boy, I'm gonna put you in center. Go ahead, brother.
I heard this motherfucker pardoned Kodak Black. Leave that motherfucker in jail.
Oh yeah. He pardoned a few people.
Hey, bro. Fuck.
And he didn't even pardon Joe Exotic. That's fucked up.
Oh, I've been seeing about that. Can someone give me a little background on that? Because I have no idea.
Tiger, what's it called? The Tiger King or some shit. What's that show on Netflix?
Yeah,
Joe Exotic is?
Huh?
Who that is?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Damn, son.
I figured that he would have pardoned somebody like that. You know what I mean? I thought he would give a fuck about the rappers and shit.
I mean, Kodak Black and the Tiger King, they kind of go hand in hand. They're pretty similar.
Anyway, I guess. They're like, yes, we need to release the people who poison the minorities. So let's give Kodak Black out there. And
you know why he's doing it, right? He's already preparing to run again so he can get the black vote.
No, he can't run again, I don't think.
You can run again.
I thought if you get impeached twice, you can't run again. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that was the whole stipulation behind. That's why they wanted, because they was like, why do you want to do it if he only has this amount of time left?
See, I'm telling you, they just be knowing the law. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, you can't get it. You can't run again or something.
That's pretty smooth.
I could be wrong, but I know that there was something where he can't run again. I'm not sure if it was the getting impeached twice or there was something, but I know there was a reason why they was trying to do it, and one of the reasons was so that he can't run again.
My goodness.
Yeah.
And I don't think Kodak Black is gonna win you the black vote.
No,
I get that Florida. I might get that Florida vote, right?
I mean, maybe I don't know how well liked he is down there. I mean, he probably is.
Oh yeah.
I really thought. Did you guys watch any of it at all?
Of what?
No.
Okay, I did.
Of what?
The inaugural.
Oh, I watched a little bit. I was tired.
Okay,
I
so
slept.
when he got on the plane and then they're like he landed in Florida on everything I love, I thought he was going to open the door and the police would have been like, "What's up? All right, you're going down now."
Yeah, not yet.
You don't think it's happening yet?
No, I would say in a few years. I think.
You think they're gonna wait that long?
Yeah, because you got to think he got money, so it's not like he's gonna have crazy lawyer. Because that was a big thing they were talking about. They was like he didn't pardon himself or his lawyer, or
Yeah.
like Rudy Giuliani. You know what I mean? So I think that was like a big thing. So I think that he didn't do the fact that he didn't do it. It looks like I think that they'll take their time with it. Because like I said, like he got money, so he got some good lawyers.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be something crazy. So, but again, I could be wrong.
I don't know. I think that dude's in trouble because they found evidence of assassination attempts on certain.
Oh yeah,
people.
yeah, he's definitely in trouble. He's definitely in trouble. It's just, when's it all gonna happen? When's this all going down?
Yeah. All right. And also something I learned. So because we have Kamala, am I saying that correctly? Kamala?
Yep.
So her husband is called the first gentleman or the gentleman or something like that. I don't like
no, just call me my name. Don't call me no first gentleman and nothing like that.
But if she was president, like, you know how they say first lady?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Why? So he's the first gentleman.
I seen that Mike Pence's wife was called like the second lady or something like that. I was like, I didn't know they gave that personal title.
I didn't think so either. No one's buying that shit.
The second lady.
It's like giving your kid, hey, you know what? Here's you came in second place fucking award. You tried. But nobody wants that shit. You guys are fucking wake up.
My contractors are here, so I'm like,
is that why you keep looking over there, or is the fence coming in? What's going on, man?
I was seeing if that's who it was.
For those that get to watch us on YouTube, you'll see Jay keeps looking over there. If something happens, you know what it is.
It's the cat.
It's the fucking cat. Fucking cat called Peter on his ass. It's been real quiet over there. I know shit's.
Me and the cat, we're cool now. We're cool.
Okay.
Let's get this going.
Let's get it going. All right, I have a question for y'all. So, is being a pro athlete a job?
Yeah, you read my mind. I was just gonna ask that. You read my fucking mind. That's crazy.
Negro Damas. So, being
Negro Damas.
We'll let you start off first, my friend. What do you think?
So I've been on the fence on this. Because it's hard, man. It's hard because I think they both go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that being in a professional athlete, it definitely is, in a way, it's a privilege, but it is a job. But I think that considering, all things considered, as far as what like disqualifies you and shit like that, I think that's what makes it more of a privilege, because there's things that you could do and say at any other job. You know what I mean? As far as like if I was playing football for the fucking, some semi-pro team or some shit like that, they're not gonna care about what I post on social media. Not gonna care about any of this stuff. You know what I mean? And that's just because of where it's at, or the level that it's at. As far as being a professional, well, on the big time, you kind of have to filter all that, and all that stuff can get you, in some real trouble. But then at the same time, it's like, is that just like requirements of a certain job? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I said, that's why I said I'm on the fence, because there's a whole bunch of things where I could say, yeah, it's a privilege because of the money you make and the endorsements and all that other stuff, and the opportunities that you have that other people don't have because they're not, I guess you could say, as good as you. But then again, it's just another job because I could be working. I could be a fucking manager at Harbor One Bank, or I could be a manager at fucking Bank of America. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It's hard. What's your opinion on that?
I know, like, because obviously we're referencing the Kyrie shit, and it goes back to the Tuukka Rask shit from last year. It's like, if this was if a lower tier player on a professional team did what like Kyrie did, I don't think people would care as much. But I think he's held to a higher standard because of his star status and his contract. Like, you're making hundreds of millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Like, people want to know, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, they are human, so it's tough, man. It's like, to me, I think they should, like, when you're making that much money, you need to fulfill that contract. Like, for Tuukka Rask said that his thing was with his daughter, but the reason why, and typically I wouldn't be upset with that, you know, family first, all that shit, but he had the chance to opt out before going to the bubble last year with his team, and then gets in there for like a week or whatever, and like he's a mental case. He's always been a mental case, and he figured out he couldn't handle it. That's why I was upset about that case. The Kyrie thing, I think he's just very self-centered, and that's another thing is like, when you play for a team and you have a one goal as a team, like, to me, you got to put that team first, especially when you're making the money that you make to be a part of that team. Like, you got to put the team first. And I feel like, and I don't know, like, you know, and maybe he's got some real shit going on, but because he won't say it and he's just like, I'm going to do what the fuck I want, essentially, like, it's none of your business. Like, I'm allowed to make these assumptions. Like, you know what I mean? To me, he's off as self-centered, which, you know, fuck it. That's him. He can be self-centered if he wants.
No, fuck him.
Aha. So you're saying that you as a fan deserve to know. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I think they deserve to know, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, the more I think about it now, it reminds me of why I think that it's more of a privilege. So in a way, like, it'll always be a job in the grand scheme of things. Mm-hmm. It'll always be a job. But I think it's more of the privilege because you're playing a game. You know what I mean? Like you're like, I can see anything inside of like entertainment. Obviously it comes with skills or talent. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I do think in that aspect of it, as far as like what it is you're doing, especially like in the NBA or on a level like that, most of that is talent. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of it is practice and stuff like that, but like I've played sport. I've had dudes fucking going crazy practicing and shit like that, and you just wasn't getting better, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not you. So a lot of it's talent. Like, do I think Kyrie was born and was playing basketball like I play basketball? Absolutely fucking not. I'm pretty sure he was fucking picking up the ball and was bouncing that shit and was like, oh shit, I can actually, you know what I mean? And with a few drills, it was like, oh, and then he fucking, you know, grew into what it is that he was able to do. So in that aspect of being able to play basketball and make fucking 9 figures, $200 million fucking dollars to play basketball, like, yeah, motherfucker, like, that's a privilege. Like,
but at that point though, right? Look at what you just said earlier. You said there was some kid, he was practicing, and just couldn't get it, couldn't do this Kyrie type of layup, type of move, right? It's a gift, regardless of how much you practice. Everyone has these certain type of gifts, hence why they're afforded. They're given perks, we'll say. They're allowed to just walk away. If LeBron's like, you know what, I'm gonna take 2 days off, they're probably gonna get LeBron 2 days off. Why? Because He's producing. But let's talk about money, because you both mentioned money that he's receiving. But how about money on the other side? Money that the business is also making.
Yeah.
They're giving him, let's just say 1 million. You know, for a fact, they have to triple that. That's just business in general. Whatever it is that you're giving, it could be cakes, it could be canvases that Jay is or Archie, excuse me, I'm trying so hard. As Archie's putting out there, he's slanging these things right now, but I guarantee you it's 3 times, more than likely more, the amount that he's paying for the material. So whatever you're giving said person, if you're not getting 3 times full, you're not doing good business.
Yeah.
And not to be in the business's pocket, but one has to think, wait a minute, there has to be a little bit of leeway, a little bit of give, because you're still dealing with a human, regardless of them being a superstar machine or whatever. There's a human factor that you kind of have to kind of bend. Like, for example, if you guys are at work right now and you call out sick a couple of days, they're going to use sick days. You might get reprimanded, but before they could just let you go or do anything, there's like these steps that they have to follow. You know what I'm saying? And I think we as fans, especially real fans, crazy fans, like sometimes myself, I won't be a hypocrite, we expect all this information like, come on, man. It's just a sprained ankle. You could have healed up from that, because we want to see our team win, because that's the end goal. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing, right? So, like, if you got some legit shit going on, like, you may not tell your coworkers, but you're going to tell your boss. And if it's legit, your boss is probably going to vouch for you. You know what I mean? Where the Kyrie shit, if I'm not mistaken, they were like, we don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and that's why I say he's fucking self-centered. He don't give a fuck about the boss. He don't give a fuck about the team. Like, none of that shit. Like, you can keep your shit private. Like, I don't need to know, but there are people that should know, and it clearly seems like they don't know. So that's like that entitlement. It's like that new generation entitlement shit, where they just think they're entitled to be treated. Everybody's entitled to be treated the same, to an extent, yes.
Yeah.
But
I think that's what it is too. Like, that's where it's hard for me. I think a little bit too is because, like, when it comes to athletes and shit, like, they don't treat the job like a job at times. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit Kyrie's doing, like, you can't do that shit everywhere. You can't just fucking say, yeah, I'm not gonna be here, and just be fucking absent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? You'd be like, what?
That's the thing. You're not Kyrie. I bet you if you
at my job, I'm Kyrie.
But nah, it's different.
No,
your production at your job doesn't produce billions and millions. Like, they're selling T-shirts with Kyrie's name. They're selling bobbleheads and all that.
Which is more of a reason that he should be explaining himself.
Yes. There's more like this, like, and that's why I say, like, I think that's more of a privilege or opportunity to fucking be playing and doing shit like that, because you can't just do stuff like that at every, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just Kyrie. I think just in this grand scheme of thing of being an athlete or a musician, I still think that's a little different, but we're just gonna say as far as being an athlete, like that, it's just different responsibilities that you have that to me are extremely minor. Like, I remember, like, with the whole Marshawn Lynch shit, like, not doing interviews. Like, why are you not doing interviews? You're getting paid all you think that you're just running the fucking ball. You come in to play a game, that's the only thing that you have to do. Like, that's just, like, that mindset is crazy. It's like, yo, I'm just here to fucking run a ball.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What if Tom, let's say, you know, you have a football team. Tom Brady's a free agent again, and let's say for whatever he is, he's just saying, hey, I drink this water, don't worry about age. So you're not worried about performance. You just know Tom Brady is shit. And he says, I'm going to sign for X amount of dollars, but I will not do any interviews.
But that would be written into his contract.
Would you be okay with that?
I mean, that's up to the team that's up to the team that gives him
as a fan, not the owner, as a fan.
If it's in the contract, what can I say?
It's the same shit right here to me. I don't know. Again, he loses game checks, right? So I want us to stay as on the fan side. I want us to stay on the fan side as opposed to being like owner and fan and mix, because I think those are two different perspectives.
Yeah.
Actually, three perspectives here that we got to look at, and that's the show, right? Different perspectives.
Yeah.
So
the owner, the fan, and the
and,
athlete.
like, you want to know, you're like, hey, motherfucker, like, where you at? You're my favorite basketball player.
I want to know. I say the owner has to know.
I think the owner has to know, but again, let's go back to that Tom Brady contract. Tom Brady says, hey, listen, I don't want to do interviews. You're gonna sign?
I don't know if that works, because isn't that okay? So you said in the fan, because I think there's an obligation for them to do them or something like that. I don't think that you can even take that out.
I'm pretty sure there is an obligation in the NFL.
Yeah, as far as like TV contracts and all that shit.
NHL as well. I don't know about basketball though, because the basketball is a very player friendly.
It's very player friendly, extremely player friendly. Hey, hey, David Stern, wherever you at out there, I miss you. I miss you. I miss you, Adam Silver. You fucking suck. You making a lot of money. That's great, but you're fucking up the NBA.
You really think he's fucking it up?
Yes.
NBA
He's fucking destroying it.
I get people like, so we literally have this argument all the time with our coworker, and he's giving power to the employee. That's what we all want. Da da da. But there's an extent to that shit. Like, yeah, we want to have power. We want to have freedom. Like, we've talked about the power and freedom that we used to have, that we don't have, that we miss. I get it. But at the same time, there has to be a limit to that shit when it comes to a business and an organization, for the organization and the business to become like successful. And the NBA, giving the players too much power, they're creating these super teams. You're disqualifying half the NBA. Like, I've said for years, they should cut the NBA in half. Mm-hmm. Cut it in half to 15, 16 teams, and just have 15, 16 superstar teams.
Yeah.
And 5 or 6 teams every year that have a chance. What's the point of having a 30 to 32 team league if only 6 people have a chance every year? A realistic chance.
And it's not even like okay, maybe like 10 teams have a chance. No. It's like maybe 6. But it's really probably 2. But the other 4 have a shot to probably beat those 2 teams.
The only reason the other 4 have a shot is because the odds get down to 50% when it's a semifinal.
Right.
But beyond that, there is no shot. You know
the NBA to me, it's been, because I don't hate basketball.
Okay.
I like the best tournament in the world is March Madness. That is the best. That's the fucking creme de la creme. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is the best thing, because that's where, and like you have, you know, the Cinderellas. You know what I mean? You have the fucking 16 seed knocking out a 1 seed. Because it's just that one game. You know what I mean? And any team can beat any team one time. With the NBA, now you have these players. So we'll just say James Harden, for the, you know what I mean, just for the sake of the argument. This motherfucker is doing all this shit, not working out, going out, doing all, just being super detrimental, just so he can leave and then go to where he wants. Like, that's where the whole job and the opportunity or privilege shit comes back into play. Because in a way, in the job aspect, yeah, you should be able to work wherever the fuck you want to work. But this is not just like, it's not a job where you say, okay, yeah, I just quit and I'm leaving.
Yeah,
you have a fucking contract, bro. You got a contract. You got a contract. You're not getting traded. None of that shit. If you sign the fucking contract, that whatever the contract is, that's the contract. If you get traded by the team, then you get traded by the team. But for you to sit here and hold it hostage and do all that extra shit, like, that's too much, man.
Maybe the NBA should just go to like 1 to 2 year contracts. Maybe they can't get 5 to 10 year contracts.
Well, that's probably what
players will never sign that shit. I'll tell you that now.
Hey, there's a balance. Everything in life needs a balance. It has
to.
Because you gotta see, you see the shit that's going on, right? You see the shit that's going on. These guys, people aren't happy. They want to leave. They want to do this. They want to do that. And Adam Silver's he's already fucked up by allowing them to do stuff like that. Like when David Stern vetoed the whole Chris Paul trade and all that shit. Yeah, it was fucking stupid. But it's how I see it now. I'm like, now I understand. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I kind of get it. I see why he did that, to avoid shit like this that's going on now. Now guys are just sitting there not playing, doing stupid fucking interviews, going out and doing whatever, you know what I mean, with the COVID thing. So now they can't play because they have to be on protocol and shit like that, hiding behind the excuse of that. It's ridiculous. And you know, like Jay said, I think we had a conversation about this a while ago. I think he had brought up, he was like, in the last 20 to 25 years, only 6 teams won the championship or some shit like that. It was,
I think it was in the last 40. It was 8 to 10 teams.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
It might have changed a little bit, but there was a 40-year span where there was only something like 8 different teams that won the NBA championship
in 40 years.
Why have a 32-team league?
Because you got to make sure the other markets eat. At the end of the day, I don't think it's more. It's 100%.
It's not like they share. It's not like they share like they do in baseball. Like baseball,
the shared revenue.
They share TV revenues. They share
Right.
TV revenues.
Right.
They share TV revenues, and that's the part. And you guys are segueing to a beautiful thing because it's not just about sports, right? And this is what makes America beautiful. America's going through some crazy epidemic. The world is, right? But since we're in America, we'll focus on America. We're going through some crazy shit right now with COVID. And what are people worried about? Like sports. Yeah, outside of money and stuff. But when you figure that out, or when you don't figure it out, you push it to the next day. What are you thinking about? Sports, more than likely, some shape or form. And it's not just about the players and how much money they make, but it's about TV contracts. And it's all about, you guys are saying, hey, let's go down from 32 to 16 to whatever to make it a pure thing. That would affect so many states in a negative way. It's just not a good thing. So they have to allow like a Charlotte. Like, think about it. Michael Jordan's owned, how long has he owned fucking Bobcats for?
I wish it was shorter, but
and yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a
I know
long time.
everyone's like, yo, it's Michael Jordan. He should have the illest teams. Yeah, he's also in a shitty market. But this is a play. This is a business move for him. Like he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be much more than okay. The same goes with the NFL. Like I love that Cleveland almost they got kind of shafted with that call.
With the call, man. They'll change that rule next year.
My god, yeah, because now it's a
because now it's a thing. Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, look at Cleveland. Is how long has it been since they even sniffed the playoffs and they had this nice?
Since they even won a playoff game.
So for them to do what they did this year is pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Are they gonna win it all? Probably not.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it just helps everyone because the NFL, they share revenue with TV revenues, which is why I remember when they figured out how to put commercials and live footage with the NFL, that saved their ass. Because I know a lot of people are like, man, I'd rather DVR this shit. I'll zip through it or I'll leave. Commercials were no longer being as effective as they were for these big companies to pay out. So they're like, all right, hold on. You know what? We're going to do these commercials while people are watching this live, which probably is the reason why they're forcing individuals like Jay wanted to do these interviews, because that's kind of like part of the commercials, right?
You don't even have to do the interview. I'm saying you just gotta you gotta release a statement or something. Or like I said, you don't even have to do it. But you gotta tell the team, and then the team should be. But the fact that the team was saying, "Yo, we don't know," but you know what I mean. That to me, that's where the problem comes in. Like you gotta. I don't like self-centered shit. You know.
So
what
now
I mean?
we believe teams. Now we believe teams. Is that what you
believe them?
You believe all teams? You believe that Chara didn't want to be here? That Chara got pissed off with the lack of minutes? I'm going to your world, Jay. I'm trying to satisfy your palate today. How you feel about that? Because we didn't talk about that. Is it because they want the new kids to play, or is it because or is it Chara was really eating up those 21 minutes he was out there? Was he just not effective? Was the team honest?
Chara, from my understanding, is that he didn't. They told him he wasn't going to play every day,
right?
And Chara being it was written into his contract that he had to be the captain of the team.
Okay.
You know? So it's I think he's a very prideful guy and things like that. So he didn't want to deal with it. Like I said, I didn't have any problem with him leaving. I preferred that he left You know what I mean? It's just a matter of, like I said, because it said something along the lines of, I forget what exactly it said, but I want to say it was because they said they told him he wasn't going to play every day.
Okay. So again, should we believe in what owners say?
I don't know.
I think if the athlete doesn't give us anything, then what choice do we have?
So it's based on perception.
I believe so. Yeah, I think that if, like, you don't really give, like, how do I say it? Like, if I do something wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I do something wrong and somebody's accusing me of something, and I just don't say, if I'm like, I don't want to tell you, or I don't want to talk about it,
mm-hmm.
then I don't leave them any choice but for them to assume anything. You know what I mean? Like I could just assume whatever, or they could just assume whatever, because I'm not really giving them anything to work with. You know what I mean? If I'm just like, yeah, mind your business. I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, I just want to talk about basketball. Like, no, motherfucker. How the fuck are you sitting here thinking that we're just gonna completely ignore this and just allow you to do whatever?
It's like it's like that example I gave you of the episode To Catch a Smuggler last night, where the guy refused to answer the questions, so they had to assume that, the worst. You know what I mean? They had to put him in a undesirable situation because he just refused to answer a simple question. Is it his right to not answer those questions? Absolutely. But now you got
no, it's not. It's not.
No, he can choose not to do it, but now you got to deal with the repercussions. Like, now we got to take you to the back. Now we got to really inspect you, when you probably could have just answered a couple simple questions and been on your way. Same thing with Kyrie. Oh, I just want to talk about basketball. Nah, you got questions to answer. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah. It's like, because I remember, and I hate to keep talking about Kyrie, but he is he's just the latest example of it. But like I seen his interview after he came back from being fucking MIA.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's like, oh, people talking like they know me, and people just saying this and that and da da da. It's like, dog, like, shut the fuck up, bro. You didn't say anything about why you was out. So if people are assuming this and people are assuming that, then you just have to deal with that, because you didn't do anything to discourage that. You was just sitting there out, with pictures, being out and fucking doing whatever the fuck you was doing. And then you want to come back and say, oh, people don't know me and this and that and all this other stuff. Like, well, you don't do anything
to get them
Right. You're not doing anything to encourage people to want to know you.
The double standard thing. It's like, if you don't like the people talking that shit and assuming shit and jumping to conclusions, then you got to give them a reason not to. It'd be different if you gave an answer and it was like, nah, fuck that, he's lying.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. So this job, or this privilege, is a job. It's not a privilege.
No, it's definitely a job.
It's always going to be a job. Whenever there's services rendered, it's always a job.
Okay.
But like I said, is it just a job? That's probably what the question should be. Is it just a job? You know what I mean?
No.
Or is there more responsibilities outside of, fuck. I can't even, I'm trying to think of how to present this, but it's hard.
Take this as an example and start more shit into the contracts. You have to do this. And that's what it should come down to. Like,
but I think there's a lot of that already anyways, but
clearly there needs to be more.
No, but I'm saying, like, as far as it, like, it's just I like the NFL. I just don't like the gameplay rules. Okay. So I'm not going to shit all over the NFL as far as how they handle players and, their responsibilities to teams and shit, because they will fucking fine you in a heartbeat.
Easy.
The NFL will fine you, and the minute you not do an interview, $15,000, $20,000, whatever the hell it is, in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. Roger Goodell is he's a dickhead, but he runs that shit like a business. You know what I mean? Because
here's the other question: who's he run it for, though?
Who does he run it for?
Yep,
the people,
the owners. It's not the people; it's the owners. The owners, the people are cattle, and this is how I'm trying.
Yeah.
I think we're cattle. I think we're last in line. I think it's irrelevant of what these players are doing as long as they are producing and putting a clean product on the court. So when we step into these arenas,
you mean the people as the athletes, or are you talking about the fans?
Us as the fans.
Oh, okay.
Because I think that's really who these rules are catered for. I don't think the owners give a fuck about anything. They're like, hey, you can go out, smoke pot, do whatever, get whores, get herpes, do whatever you want. We don't care. Keep that away from us, but produce on the field, on the court, or whatever. Now, where it really starts to matter is you have COVID, right? So with COVID here, it has to change a little bit. You gotta keep us cattles in tune with what's going on, or we gotta still stay engaged, because you know why? As soon as we lose engagement, we're going elsewhere. We're gonna go elsewhere. Which is now my question is: do you see another season with either the NFL, the NBA, with no fans, even though the NFL had fans anyway?
I'm about to say the NFL. Yeah, the NFL have that. The only times that they didn't have fans is if the state mandated it.
Correct. But can you guys see that another season of that?
The NFL
it doesn't look like just any sports, because all of this is all for fans. I think these interviews are for the fans. I don't think they're for the owners. So my question is, since we kind of agreed, well, I'm agreeing for us that it's for the fans. My next question is, do you think that we can have another season without the fans there?
I mean, I think that just depends on, because the NBA is different. The NBA, it's hard for me to answer the question, mainly because I'm not sure how the protocols work, but I'm not sure. I think the NBA and the NHL aren't having fans because they're closed arenas, right? Or something like that. I'm not even sure, honestly. But if that's not the case, then I don't see how they would do another season outside of doing like bubbles.
Mm.
The NFL is fine.
Not do another season,
huh?
Can they afford to not do another season? As
far as with no fans?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's an owner question.
I think they're gonna do it regardless.
I think, like I said, I said this last year when we were talking about when COVID was first getting big. There's no way the NFL stops. There's no way.
Yeah.
Like, I think we can live without basketball. I'm sorry, Jay. We can live without fucking hockey, and we already made it clear we can live without baseball. But there's no way that the NFL stops.
The NFL, I think they're the worst out of all the sports in how they handle this.
Yeah, but
people are getting
who cares? Though? Baseball. Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares. They just want to see football. That's, you know what I mean. It's bad to say. It's sad to say, but that's why, like I said, like there's no way that football stops.
See, and that's my point. So if owners really don't give a fuck, why should players really kind of give a fuck? You want me to show up to a game and there's 82 of them? I'll show up when I gotta show up. You know what I mean?
Because they're paying you. Like the owners. The thing is, I think too, is when players get that type of mindset, I think they forget that, the owners that own these teams, they don't need the fucking team. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, we don't need the team. Like, it's the whole, like, you need me more than I need you type of thing. Because even if you leave and my team sucks, guess what? I still have billions of dollars that I'll have, where it doesn't matter if I suck or not. This is like this is my PlayStation 5 right now. This is my PlayStation 5. You know what I mean? Like the Cleveland Browns are my PlayStation 5, and I've sucked for a long time. You know what I mean? But I got new controllers and a new headset, and I can get to the playoffs now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So your team sucks, and you as a fan, I keep going back to the fans because I got to talk about us, the cap.
Okay.
Yep. How much are you willing to pay for a watered down product that sucks now?
As a fan, I don't know, because I think as a fan, it doesn't matter. It depends on what type of fan you are, and that's why I hated. That was one of the reasons why I hated being a fucking Patriots fan, was because I remembered when they sucked, because I was a Patriots fan. I remember when they sucked. Nobody was a fucking Pats fan. Yep. Everybody was Cowboys fans. Like, I was a Cowboys fan.
Cowboys and 49ers.
You know, everybody was, you know what I mean? All Greek fucking cheese heads all over the place. All that. You know what I mean? And then, you know, we start winning. We get a Super Bowl. Everybody's a fucking Pats fan again. There's all these new Pats fans now. You know what I mean? And now everybody's paying attention. It's like, I can't rock with that. So, like, to me.
So how much you paying?
I'm paying whatever it is.
Really?
If I'm a fan and I really like the team, then my hope is that we're gonna get there. So I'm not gonna be like, yeah, fuck them. I'm not going to pay to go and see them, because I want to see it because it's my team. I'm not gonna say, oh, we suck, so I'm not gonna watch. I'm be like, you know what? Let me go out there. Hopefully we can win. Because as a fan, I want to win every single game. Is that realistic? No. But as a fan, I would love to see it. You know what I mean? So
same thing for me for hockey. Like, right now, they told me I can go to a game, but it's gonna cost me $200 to sit in the fucking balcony. Coming up $200 to sit in the fucking balcony. But now, like, I would do that to just get my fix in. Like, I ain't doing that shit constantly.
All the time. Yeah. Right.
Like, I'll go back to, like, I won't. If the Bruins were terrible, I would probably go to a game. I mean, I really only go to games probably a couple times a year anyway, just because it's in Boston. It is fucking expensive already.
Crazy.
But, like, as they got worse, like, I would probably go just for the experience one. But, like, obviously, if they're better, I want to go more. You know what I mean? So it, like, I can watch them on TV no matter what. But, like, obviously, you want to go and the atmosphere of a live sports game is nuts. You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
It is.
And obviously, you don't want to go there and fucking spend all that money to watch a bad product. So, you know, but, like, right now, first game that we can go back to, like, I would try to get tickets for, like I said, a couple $100 to sit in the balcony.
So again, it goes back to keeping the fans happy. Like you just said, you're not going to support trash. Let's just not add COVID into this, because right now you're thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you're a virgin, haven't had none. All your boys are talking about females, so you're just thirsty. So you're willing to just smash any female out there in these streets. You're like, yeah, I'm just trying to dip my toe in the pool. You know what I'm saying? But after you've been in the pool a couple times, man, your standards change. Standards change. You know what I'm saying? So if these players are not adhering to what you want, which is interviews, because I think it all relates, man. It all goes back. They don't do these interviews. They don't show up. They don't score 40 a night or two or hat tricks every other month or whatever the case may be. Fans get a little angry. They don't show up. They don't buy tickets. They don't buy those hot dogs. They don't buy those $10 beers. They don't buy those T-shirts or the bobbleheads. And then I think that's when it starts to affect these owners that really don't care that my PlayStation 5 isn't working too well or the graphics are overhyped. You know what I'm saying? So I think it just goes back to the fans. Like, I remember, so I brought Jen, I forget, was it 2 years ago for her birthday? Brought her to go see her Patriots game first time. She hasn't been. She didn't even know she was going. I told her we're just going out for dinner. And she got all dressed up. It was cold as shit. And I'm like, wow. This was a surprise. So I'm just like, so I had a hookup where we were going to be inside the clubhouse. But at the same time, I wanted her to feel the outside. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I got some nosebleeds. Like, I'm talking about, I could have changed. You know, you guys ever been to Gillette Stadium? Like the top where you can actually like I called hey.
We went to Pittsburgh.
What's that?
So that's where we sat when we went to Pittsburgh.
But it worked out, right? You had a great time.
Yeah.
But my ass done spent, I think, $300 just in buying fucking gear because she was freezing her fucking ass off. So I had to get sweater, some gloves, leggings. I was like, you mother. But it was cool because the surprise was dope. Because we were there, we're about to go to a restaurant. I was like, hey, babe, I got to go over here. She's like, why? What's up? You know what I'm saying? I was like, I got to go get these tickets. She's like, tickets for what? I was like, you know what? I'm getting tickets for the games. You fucked up the surprise. You're dressing up like you know what I'm saying? We're about to hit the club. It's freezing out here. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if the product wasn't right, Cliff wasn't doing all of that. So it goes back to the product being good, man. So I think these owners really listen to what these fans say, unless you're the Red Sox, because they don't give a fuck what they put out there on these streets for these Red Sox fans. Their team could suck and people are still paying tickets. But
you have to understand, though, baseball is different. In the summer, baseball is the only sport. There's no competition. It's a way to get outside. It's a way to day drink. You know what I mean? It's a way to... You know what I'm saying? So it's easier for baseball to put out trash. You know?
I like baseball. I like going to baseball games. Baseball games are dope.
You like going to the games or watching it?
Both. Like, I like both. I like to go and watch. I watch it when I go because like when you go to a game, like, and you see how fast that ball, like the TV, watching it on TV slows that shit down, and it makes you actually think you could probably hit that shit. But when you see it in real life, that shit's like that shit, you barely see it.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, I think baseball is. It's really different.
But I think
it's very different live.
I think you're a rare occasion that you go to watch the baseball game, because I'll tell you.
I mean, I'm not the one to sit and watch a whole game.
The field. The only time I'm looking at the field is when you hear the crack. Ah! That's the only time I look at the field.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I gotta watch. I gotta watch them.
Wait a minute, Jay. So you're saying all this time you just yapping and drinkity?
Yeah, no, not me.
You ain't watching you ain't watching a turnover play, like a maybe a double play, triple.
If I go to the Red Sox, I'll pay attention when they bat, but when the other team's batting, I don't even.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, I watch it.
I used to love I mean,
yeah, I like watching baseball.
It's different. Like at hockey, I won't get up during a period. I have to be I have to be there before the game.
That's hockey. That's different.
That's your shit.
I have to be back in my seat like before the intermission's over, all that shit. Like I could have to fucking damn near piss my pants.
Yeah, see, like that's different. You're a hockey fan. I'm a sports fan.
Saying, like, you know what I mean? That's what the hell?
Oh no. Oh shit. It said y'all keep talking.
Oh. Like, what the fuck is that? I was like, what the hell?
Keep talking.
Baseball, I think a lot of people are more like me. Like, there's baseball fans, because there's people there that still do the box scores and shit.
Oh, but baseball. Oh, you're saying baseball fans are more like you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think any particular sports fan would be like you. Like, if I'm a football fan, I'm not getting up, or you know what I mean. But like, to me, as a fan of just sports, like, did I grow up fucking knowing hockey and all that shit? No, but I watched it. You know what I mean? I paid attention to it. I knew a few people because I like sports. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, this shit's solid, and I watch it. Baseball, same thing. Like, I knew a lot more about baseball than I do about hockey, but I could watch them. Like, yo, this shit's pretty dope. Anything, I could watch any sport and I'd be like, all right, that's pretty dope, except for golf, because I don't understand like the entertainment factor in golf. Like, I feel like that shit is unbelievably boring.
Yeah, it's more so feeding the odds, saying, you know what, this particular hole is required just to make par. You need to hit it 4 times.
Yeah.
And the fact that you got to go through these fucking obstacles, sand, rocks, the elements, these clunky ass clubs, an awkward ass swing, and then to get it, 300 something yards or whatever it is. I think it's cool. I would never go and follow.
Are golfers are golfers athletes?
Yes.
It's definitely, like, golf is definitely a skill. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, we can't go out there and fucking do it. It's not like anybody can go out there and do that. Like, you have to practice. You have to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even getting into this conversation.
You're there. We're here.
I get what you're saying about the entertainment factor. Like, to me, it's not.
I'm not talking about entertainment factors. I'm just saying.
Are they athletes?
I'm saying, are they athletes? Like, is a fucking table tennis player a fucking athlete?
Getting there. Yo, you know what an athlete to me is, and listen, I know you're coming from the heart where I used to be. You're a former football player. Like, don't disrespect sports by saying I used to be the same.
I mean, we was at a point where we would say fucking kickers weren't athletes, and they fucking played football. You know what I mean?
It's fucked up that you said that because I'm watching it, and me and my brother were talking, and I'm like, if my son wants to play football, I think I might make him a kicker, bro. Get a couple milli to kick that ball, man. You out there maybe 5 times a game, dog.
Oh man!
So wait, do I
Your hammy
level of table tennis to be considered an athlete, or am I an athlete now? Because I'm all right.
Are you able to go to like the Olympics and do the shit?
The Olympics?
Yeah, they have that type of shit.
What did they just put in the Olympics?
I think
They just put no. They put something else too in the Olympics. What I think, Scott, what happened? They put something in the Olympics. It was something.
Skateboarding.
Was it skateboarding?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
Skateboarding is going to be an Olympic sport this next Olympics.
Again, I can kick, push, and that's it. And coast.
Like I would say skateboarders are athletes. Like you got to be in good shape. You got to be able to jump. You got to be fast. You got to be, you know what I mean? Like what is the
land?
What's the definition of an athlete, right?
That's the thing. Like
I think it continues to evolve.
Because I can tell you right now, Prince Fielder didn't look like no fucking athlete.
But that motherfucker would knock the ball out the fucking park. Nobody's business, bro. And that's the thing. Some people are just gifted enough to just get by and don't have to look a certain way. But I think if it's you're beating people on a consistent level, and then you're on a quote unquote professional levels with individuals that play to your level and you're better than them, you have to be considered. It's a type of sport, so it is an athlete. And again, I'm old school, so it does hurt my heart having to say that type of shit. Someone with a little paddle can just back and forth and do this. Like,
no, relax.
See, listen.
But like, look at like David Ortiz. He was a career DH.
Mm-hmm.
He would only play first base when they played National League teams. All he did was swing the bat and hit the ball. Is that an athlete?
He's an athlete.
He's an athlete. So then why wouldn't golfer be considered an athlete?
Well, I said he is. I said he is.
No, you did, but I'm just saying for the argument's sake.
It's just fucked up. That's what it is. It's disrespecting. Like it's just not liking the sport enough to give it its props, yo. I think that's what's going on in Ty's world right now.
I think Ty's looking up the definition of an athlete.
No,
he knows these golfers are out here. Yo, like speaking of golfers, did you guys see the Tiger Woods documentary?
Not yet. I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it. I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
I did part 1. Hopefully part 2 tonight or maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, it does look pretty interesting.
Oh shit.
It looks pretty interesting.
Oh shit. I knew a lot about Tiger. And a couple years older than you guys. So when the Tiger phenomenon started popping off, I was like seeing it too when it was like happening as opposed to seeing it here. Oh shit. Like
it's on ESPN. That's on Netflix or HBO.
I think HBO. I think
HBO, right? Yeah, it's on HBO. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, this looks nuts.
Looks like Jay isn't watching that.
Nah.
He didn't want to he didn't even fucking want to play golf.
Yo, son, this dude.
I mean, I might check it out. I had no interest, but like, if you guys say it's that good, maybe I'll check it out at some point. I won't.
Conversation.
I mean, as far as watching things, I think if it's interesting, I will watch it. I don't give a fuck if it's about golf. I don't care if it's about fucking the soles of sneakers. I don't care what it's about. If it's interesting, I will watch it. I do not discriminate unless it's like the Kardashians or some shit.
What if it's like about the Bee Gees? There's a Bee Gees documentary. Would you watch the Bee Gees?
Yeah, I'd watch it. I just to learn. You know what I mean? Just to see like what we went through or whatever, what was real, what was not, whatever.
That's
I'd watch it.
That's a good one. So, what type of music would you listen to outside of hip hop? Because you guys have definitely talked about your verses.
I listen to everything. I do not discriminate on any music. I will listen. Well, I can't say that.
Country?
Yes. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Metal?
No, metal I can't do.
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing I can't do. And it's not like I just shy. It's just like I can't do like the yelling and shit too much. You know what I'm saying? I can't. That shit's just too much. It'll end up giving me a headache.
That's where the white in me comes out. I can listen to that shit.
That's
Yeah, I
what I'm
can't.
asking. Why they guys scream?
I don't know. I don't know,
Yeah.
bro. I don't know why they do it, but I mean,
All they gotta do is put the volume up on the mic.
when it comes to like the real screamy like metal shit, like if I can't understand what the fuck they're saying, I can't listen to it. You know what I mean? But there is some shit that's like really hard. Like one of my favorite metal albums is Hatebreed. It's by Hatebreed. It's called Satisfaction. It's the Death of Desire. And like to you guys that don't really listen to metal, you'd probably be like, oh, they're just screaming. But like I can actually recite most of the album word for word. You know what I mean? So
What they be saying though?
so that whole album is essentially about how he was born because his mom was raped, which is kind of fucked up. But like it makes sense though, because like anger, yelling, screaming, you know what I mean? It has that type of it wouldn't make sense if it wasn't about some like dark ass shit, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I listen to everything too. My music selection goes by the mood I'm in, you know what I mean? Like in the mornings I usually can't listen to hip hop. I usually have to listen to either R&B or like old alternative old alternative rock. Even though some of that's like semi heavy, it's not like super heavy. When I'm angry, I listen to that Hatebreed album, or there's this album called After the Eulogy by Boy Sets Fire. But that's kind of not like super angry. Like that's kind of like I'm just in a bad mood because they'll do a little bit of singing in there, and then they mix in the yelling, the screaming too. So it's kind of like a good balance. But I listen to R&B, I listen to reggae, obviously, I listen to dancehall. It really all depends on the mood I'm in, but I'll do everything. What's that?
Opera.
I don't think I've ever been in the mood to listen to opera.
Yeah, no, I can't do opera either. I can do classical.
But I mean, I wouldn't say like, nah, I'll never listen to that. Like I would have to, the way I discover music is like, I just kind of hear it somewhere and I'm like, yo, I like something about that. Cause it's not all about the lyrics. It's not all about the beat. It's like, there's different things about different songs and different genres of music that I like. Like I really like certain samples. I really like certain beats and certain types of music. Like, you know what I mean? Like I listen to literally everything. I listen to EDM music. I listen to dubstep. I listen to all sorts of shit. You know what I mean? But it just
a question about that, right? Do you think? And I've been asking it a lot. No one's been able to give me like a clear answer. Maybe you guys could be the first. Do you think that there's certain songs or music that, let's say, Caucasian people can make, that if you ask a minority, a Black, Spanish person to do the same thing, that it won't come out off the same energy wise, feeling? It just doesn't sound right. And if you guys don't understand, like or even like comedy, right? There's certain comedies I think that Caucasian people will make that I don't know would be as funny if a Black person would make. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do you guys think that that's a thing, or am I going crazy?
It's definitely a thing because of perception.
Jay,
so like
what we saying though?
Yeah, so I don't know about in different. I think we see it in hip hop all the time. I think with the white rappers, like I think people just perceive it differently and it comes off differently. You know what I mean? Like they could be saying the same thing, but I think there's still something different about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's mainly just the perception. Like if I'm watching American Pie,
and
it's the same thing, it's the same movie, just with Black leads. Would it be the same? It wouldn't be the same.
I don't think so either.
You know what I mean?
Brothers tried though.
It just wouldn't feel it. Just the look of it just doesn't. It's not what I know. You know what I'm saying? It's not what I perceive it as.
You look at it as like Black people wouldn't do that shit. That's some white people.
Yeah, right. And but it's not even just that. It's that like that's for the majority. Like I'm not saying Black people don't completely do it, because there are Black people that do it.
But as a whole,
no, we don't. We just don't do things like that. And as a whole, it's more of like white people do shit like that. So I think that's where it comes in as like, it's all kinds of fucked up, and that's one of my biggest knocks against Tyler Perry is like he always has like these certain perceptions of like black people in his movie, like the Medea. I fucking hate those shits.
All of them.
I hate every single one. There's not one Medea movie that I like.
Really?
None.
It's not about religion, like trying to force that's the one part I have beef with. I feel like he goes out of his way to push religion on people.
Yes. And like he just makes a mockery of shit. Like I just don't. It's different. Like it's different when it comes to like white and black. You know what I mean? Like when the white people make the movies and all that shit or whatever because of, not to, I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like the privilege allows them to do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like when it comes to him fucking doing the shit he does and portraying things in certain movies and shit like that, and the amount of times he does it, it's like what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like he'll come up with like 3 fucking Medea movies a year, and a bunch of like other off topic shit. So I'm like, this dude is fucking. He's really just extra as shit. And then like I said, like watching it, I'm like, I don't like my family's very Southern. You know what I'm saying? And they don't fucking act like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't act. You know what I mean? Like. And I have, I'm not as cool with or as close to like my father and shit like that. But even like my father's side and like my stepmother's side, well, like they don't act like that. And my stepmother's side they're very, animated and shit. They're kind of loud, but they enjoy themselves. And I'm like, I've never met a family or anything that's like the shit that Tyler Perry portrays. Tyler Perry portrays what white people think of us. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
The very few. I mean, I haven't watched a ton of Tyler Perry movies, but I've every time I've watched it, I didn't like. I think they're supposed to be realistic, but they don't come off as realistic to me. So that's why I don't really like them. You know what I mean?
It's like. There's always like a crazy drama, which is like that's normal for any family. You know what I'm saying? There's always it's just always something. You know what I mean? And I hate it's like always gotta be black people doing this, black people doing that, and all this other shit. And it's like, and then another thing, I hate that he's always in his fucking movies.
Really?
Like I hate that he's
how you save money.
Huh?
That's how you save money.
I don't give a shit. You're just like, come on, you're supposed to be like, I don't know. Tyler, I'm not a fan of that motherfucker. But as far as the question that was asked, like, I think it's mainly just the perception. I don't think it'll ever be able to be done because me and you, like, me and Jake could watch the same fucking movie. Actually, no, I can't even say that because I think. No, I can't even say that because even if we watch the same movie, I think our perception on the movie would be the same. But I think if the movie was changed or if it was done a different way, like as far as it, instead of them being white, them being black, it'd be different. It's just like fuck, I forget. There was some movie or something. There was something going on where they were like, oh, why wasn't? There was a movie where there was a white lead or something like that, and it was like, oh, it should have been a black person. And I'm like, why? Why should it have been a black person? Like, I forget what fucking movie. It was like a big movie too. I can't remember what it was. I'm sorry. But
do you think there's such a thing as like, how people will say, we'll watch a video. That's my mom. Sorry, guys. So do you think there's such a thing as like someone doing something, you're like, oh, that's white people shit?
Yeah.
For example, jumping out of an airplane.
Yeah, definitely.
You think that's white people shit?
Yeah, I ain't jumping on no fucking plane.
I've jumped out of an airplane before.
I'm not doing that.
But that's the part I would like to see change. Strangely enough, I hate that shit.
I think that's just, you know what it is? Like I said, like I think that comes with the privilege. Like I think that what are they? What is like genetics? So you know how you think like I'm trying to think of how to put this shit into. I'm trying to explain this. You get you have certain. So say you have certain fears, I guess. And they just no, I can't even say fears. Like fuck, I can't think, man. I can't think. I'm trying to think of how to put it into words, but I can't. Go ahead, Scott. Maybe I'll figure it out.
Cliff just said how you said you hate that people say, yo, that's white people shit, and you hate it. So it's like Scuba Steve said in our group chat the other day, you know, somebody said like he wasn't really white or something like that, and people tell it to me all the time. Oh, you're not really white, you're black. I fucking hate that shit. I know you mean it as a compliment, but it's not a fucking compliment, because essentially you're just saying that all fucking white people, whatever it is, your stereotype of white people is, like, that's not it is. It's just I'm just not fucking ignorant. That's like, you know what I mean? And like I get the compliment behind it. Like you're like, oh, like I'm accepted, I'm cool. But like at the same time, like I'm a white man. Like I'm as white as they fucking come. So like I take
Archie Rhodes, your favorite white boy.
Got that right.
You know what I mean? So I actually like I correct people every time they say some shit. Like, no, motherfucker, I'm just not ignorant. I am white. Like I'm white full through and through. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like people need to stop doing that shit. Like just because you accept somebody from a different race or culture or something, like it doesn't make them not that culture. Like maybe you need to figure out why you don't like those people. Maybe all those people you're probably calling people racist and shit, but at the same time you're being fucking racist.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like people need to fucking work on that shit.
Ty, let me ask Tyler this question.
Yeah.
Do you think black people could be extremely racist? I think so. I think we can be extremely.
Yeah. I mean, I've had this conversation. I've had this conversation plenty of times with people. And like people go to, you know, being racist. Black people can't be racist because they don't own this and they don't own that, and it's a power thing and all this other shit. Like, I'm not about to sit here and go through the differences of being, you know, discriminated or whatever the fuck. Like, racist. I mean, black people are the most racist people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yo, thank you for saying it, because I know I've said it, but people have been like, this motherfucking uncle.
Yeah, nah, black people are fucking racist as shit. Openly fucking racist. All the time. All the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they do that shit at work. You know what I mean? Fucking calling fucking, you know, Jay and people, like fucking white people on my job, call them crackers and shit.
That's crazy.
Fucking white boy, like, kids, like, and that shit's okay. It's not okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not okay. Don't fucking say that shit. Because you don't want nobody calling you a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't fucking say that shit. Like,
and that's the hypocritical part that shit out of it, right?
Yes. Like,
that, and I'm saying, but you don't want the thing to be said. And that's where I feel like, and I don't want to get off of what we were talking about, but this is where I feel like we as people need to just work a little harder, right? And in order for us to officially like rid the world of quote unquote racism, which I don't think is possible. I think you start by just saying that we all have a racist bone in ourselves. It is what it is. There's stigmas that we believe in certain people. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like back in the day, I don't know if they even still use that term, but like Jay, back in my era, boy, you'd be that wigger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't say that no more.
They don't say that. See what I'm saying?
Don't say that.
Hey, I don't say it. I never. I thought that was the stupidest shit in my life.
I remember that. I do remember that.
People call me. They're like, "Nah, you ain't white. You're a." Anyway, oh, motherfucker, I'm white. I'm fucking white. Like,
Jen gets that too. She's like, "No, I love my whiteness. I'm not like trying to take it away."
To me, I take it as like, yo, you think black people are better than white people? Like, no, motherfucker, we're all the fucking same. Like, I'm just not a fucking ignorant piece of shit. Like, that's it.
It's just crazy.
You know what I mean? It's just.
But I think it plays a role with music. I think with music though, there's certain songs that I don't know that we could pull it off. I think that's where there is a difference in like R&B.
Like what?
There's certain. I knew you were gonna ask that. And I think there's certain Phil Collins records. There's certain Phil Collins records that I could see a black person. The only person that's come close to doing things like that to me is like Lionel Richie. Oh my god, is
Lionel Richie?
Yeah, like he was the only one that kind of gave you that vibe, like colorblind vibe. Like you couldn't tell what he was if you just close your eyes and never.
Well, that was. It goes both ways. Because you got like Michael McDonald, you know what I mean? You got like certain guys that like they're like, oh, like I forget who it was, but there was somebody we was listening to it at work, and it was like, oh, we didn't even know he was white.
I think it was, well, I don't know. I know that happened with the Vinny Paz dude.
What, at the on the battles?
Or just like, I remember when I played Vinny Paz, people, a lot of times, if you don't know that he's a white dude, a lot of people don't think he's white at first.
Right.
But then once you know that he's white, I think your perception changes, and you might be like, you know what I mean? You might think differently about him.
Who's that guy that had that voice? He goes, everything. Every time you go to like a bar, you'd hear it. Creed, yeah. Ain't no black man making no Creed.
Huh?
The black people can't do Creed.
Oh, no.
See what I'm saying? So it has a unique sound, and I appreciate that. What it is, you know what I'm saying? Everything. Creed again. Oh, everything. Oh.
Yo, if we ever go do karaoke, go for a Creed song.
Put me down. I like that. I listen to everything. I think this shit's dope. But again,
it's dope too, man.
I'm old and we didn't have that.
You don't have to, but if you listen to everything, I think it just gives you a bit like music.
It gives you a completely different perspective on music.
Yeah, because
like
people make music out of experience and out of things that they deal with. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Whereas like without the music and shit like that, you're like, oh, that dude's just a fucking weirdo. Like, nah, they're probably dealing with some shit, and this is how they deal with it, and you know, this is their thought process. It gives you a look into other people and other cultures and other, you know what I mean, thought process and shit like that. So like, to me, I think I'll never rule out like, nah, I'll never listen to that. Like, I'll listen to it. I might not like everything, but like, this is what it is.
Yeah, I call it seasoning. It's seasoning, man. Yeah, you get a piece of chicken or meat, it all tastes bland. You know, salt and pepper is not seasoning, fam.
I think you can tell a lot about, like, you can tell, how do I want to word this? You can tell, like, if someone listens to multiple different types of music.
Yeah, you could definitely tell.
Without ever knowing, like you can have a conversation with somebody and be like, oh, they only listen to hip hop.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
It's seasoning, guys. I'm trying to tell you. Go to someone's house and they just use adobo. It's like, no, my God. Other things we could use out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? It's just some green and red peppers, chop them up, some onions, light salt, a little pepper here. You know what I'm saying? A little oregano. Maybe you put a Bailey's. Like, that's, to me, culture is seasoning. Without having to experience other people's culture, I think you're going to stay forever bland. And then your mind stays bland, which I guess it's okay if that's what you want to, you know, go around being like, you know what I'm saying? But then I think it's what we're dealing with. That's all racism is. There's no fucking way that you could just be born and say, I hate black people or I hate white people.
No,
okay. Why? Why?
Learned behavior.
What is it? What is
definitely a learned behavior?
Like, what is it about that? Like, I know you've heard this. Again, back in the day, Counter-Strike, I'd play online.
Yeah.
I could probably smell like a nigger. I'm like, what do we smell like? To say after I said that, I was like, what do we smell like? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that goes back to last week's conversation. Is it racism or is it just straight up fucking ignorance?
Yeah, I think that could be. I think that's
if they don't know any better.
Right. I think that's what most of it is now.
Educates them, and well, now their whole perception changes.
Yeah, I think that's what, like I said, like I think that's what more of it is now coming up for a lot of youth is more of just ignorance. I said I think there's still racist people like around like in the 30s, like in their 30s to 40s, you know what I mean? But I think like 20s, you know, and younger and shit, most of that is just ignorance.
But do you think And do you think there's still ignorant people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s?
Ignorant people?
Yeah.
I think that point you're just a racist prick.
Yeah, I think it's just racist.
Because like if you're from, like I said, we talked about how up here everything's real close together. Like it doesn't. I'm 45 minutes in between two cities.
Mm-hmm.
Out in other parts of the country, you're 2 hours from a fucking Walmart.
That's true.
So you don't have that interaction. You don't know. All you know is what the media feeds you.
Mm.
And if you're not one of those people that does research on your own, and all you're listening to is the fucking box and what the box puts in front of you, and you're taking that as truth, is that your fault?
But I see what you're saying, but I think that at our age, and if people don't encounter minorities like or black people, I don't know if they're gonna be on that racist shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think they're gonna be hateful. Or I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I don't think they're gonna be ignorant in the way in the aspect of like calling people niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? At 30 or 40 years old, I think that goes more for more of like the younger people. I think, and I could be wrong, but I don't want to believe that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to believe that somebody at 30 or 40 years old is going to be ignorant to something.
See, I don't know, man. Because
you know what I'm saying?
What I'm thinking is like, and again, this is just
at least something that big.
This is a hypothetical situation. Like I could see it being realistic that somebody that lives out in the fucking Midwest somewhere in a small little white town, they probably have a handful of interactions with minorities in their 30 to 40 years.
Yeah.
They don't hate them because of any interaction, but like they've probably been around a bunch of white people that might have had more interactions than them or less interactions than, and just came up with a thing. So now they're being told like all the fucking stereotypes and all the bad things and all that shit. So now they start to believe it.
They're running with their stories, you're saying?
Yeah, essentially, like, you know what I mean? Like they're taking in, like, cause you know, I feel like I feel like in the Midwest and those types of areas, people aren't looking outside of that. Like we want to go to all right, we want to travel, we want to go to different countries, we want to go to see different cultures.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, and it might not just be the Midwest, but I think that's just the easiest analogy. I think there's a lot of people that have no desire to do any of that. All they want to do is stay in their bubble
because they haven't interacted with any other culture.
Exactly, but is that like so? And they don't. I guess they're like dumb. You know what I mean? Like they're not smart, they're not smart enough to realize. They're not smart enough.
I guess they're dumb.
Maybe they're sheltered. Maybe
they just work on a farm and fucking.
I can see what you're saying because
they're smart enough to realize the world's way bigger than what they know. So all they do is they listen to their local news and they fucking listen to the people that are around them. They don't seek out other information. So to me,
right,
something that's exactly like that right now. It's called the projects. There's a lot of people that are in the projects.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Just said this shit yesterday. Remember I just said this shit yesterday. I was like, we was talking about warming up food, right? Mm-hmm. About warming up food.
In a microwave.
Some kid was like,
questions about that.
Huh?
Warming up food how?
In the microwave.
Like in the microwave.
Okay.
Just like warming it like leftovers.
Okay.
Leftovers. So he's like, oh, in the projects, or you got to be from the projects or some shit to understand or something like that. He said some shit. I'm like, no, you don't, bro. Like, no, that just because you're from the fucking projects doesn't mean that you have to warm up food or something. I forget how the conversation started, but it was just like, if it's like there was nothing better or nothing, there's nothing else.
But something along the lines of like Jess was like, oh, I would not reheat that calzone in the microwave and eat it. And he's like, oh, it's busting. And we're like, oh, it's fucking gross. And then because I think we were all thinking like you would put it in the oven.
Yeah.
he was like, nah, you got to be from the projects to understand. And we're like, nah, you don't. Like,
okay, so
I
let's
believe
stay
it was
with that,
something
though.
along those lines.
Okay, so now his perception is probably you only use the oven for fucking Thanksgiving or big meals. You see what I'm saying?
I wasn't even talking about the oven.
Meal.
I was just talking about leftovers. Period.
Oh,
I was just talking about leftovers. Period.
you
Like
don't eat leftovers? You saying?
what I was saying, like when you actually get out and you actually like you have like make money or you do whatever, like you're not gonna warm that shit up. You're just gonna get a new one. Like there's certain things where you're not gonna do things because now you've experienced you're able to like do things. You're able to see different things. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna fucking warm up the thing. You're not gonna warm up the cow zone again. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna do that shit anymore. You're gonna do things differently.
Yeah, because
He's like, nah, never.
That was your argument. You said, do you think Jay-Z fucking reheats food? And
Right.
he was like, I'll always reheat food no matter
Like,
what. No matter
no, you're not gonna do that.
Nah, bro, you wouldn't.
You're not. Once you get out, once you experience different things, you're not gonna do that shit anymore.
Like certain things, yeah, but not.
But yeah, like I said, I was like, yo, I'll always heat up fucking some pasta. Just because me personally, I like leftover pasta more than fresh pasta, which is like a weird thing. But
I'm gonna say I like leftover pizza, cold pizza in the morning.
yeah, I think you said that before.
From certain places.
Yeah. But like, let's talk about just the projects again, because I legitimately knew and know of someone that lived in the projects, and I was like, hey, let's go somewhere. And they literally didn't go like anywhere. I'm talking about have a car, like live in the PJs for real. And based on his lifestyle, had to always be looking behind his back. So I was like, yo, let's go to the beach. Brought him to the beach. This man almost lost his mind because of obviously what he's done. And he's constantly just like looking around. I'm like, yo, relax. This is, I'd say, 07, 08. And then it wasn't the word a vibe, but I was like, nah, this is just chill out here. Whatever the term was back then, right? I was like, nah, just like relax. And he's like, nah, this ain't my hood. So I don't know what's going on. Some people have that close set and sheltered mentality, like Jay was saying. So they have a perception of who the person is. And this person's, like I said, and like my bro, Lorenzo, like projects for real. And I'll never forget when I brought him to a show. And I was like, yo, you need to see what your craft can afford you and your family if you just get out. You know what I'm saying? Because he never had that. We went to Anthony Hamilton's show with a couple friends and shit. And again, he was just like, just looking around, and he was like, yo, there's mad white people here, Cliff. And I was like, I know.
I know.
He legit had no idea. Like the kid was like, I think at that time he was like 20. And then we had a show in California. No, I'm lying. And in Atlanta. And when we went to Atlanta, he got his peoples gave him some money to spend, because I was pretty much like, I helped him with the majority of the shit. This dude, we went to a club that had strippers in it, and he was like, yo, I think I bagged one. I was like, yeah, who? He's like, that one right there. I'm like, yo, that's a stripper. And he's like, yeah, I know, but she gets off of work at this time. She's like, yo, she's being hella nice. And I felt like telling him, hey, yo, fam, she's trying to get tips out here in these streets. They're trying to blow up his bubble, but they're sheltered. You see what I'm saying? So when people don't have these experiences, they stick with what they know and they apply it to everything. So I think there's a point with what Jay was saying as far as like having someone out. It doesn't have to be like the Midwest, but someone that just doesn't have access or the knowledge to say, I want to get out of said circle. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they literally grow up in a farm. They get their milk. They just go down the street to Jimbo's place and get, you know, whatever else they need. Then they come home, and that's just life every fucking day, you know? So I think people like that are somewhat closed-minded if there isn't a reason for them to look outside of their box. You know what I'm saying? So,
I remember I had a conversation with one of our residents, and it was about something like an argument or a discussion I had on Facebook, and I was like, oh yeah, this chick from Texas fucking replied. He's like, you got people from Texas fucking on Facebook? Bro, like they got people from fucking all over the world and shit. He's like,
yeah.
And he was from Lawrence, I believe. And I was like, yo, you ain't never traveled? He's like, I've been to like New Hampshire. He's like, cause like, but like he hadn't even seen most of Massachusetts. Never mind fucking anything. I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. It was kind of like eye opening for me. Like, yo, there's really people out there that just don't know what's like. I don't even know what's really out there, and I think I know, but
Right.
they don't even that can't even fathom what I think I know.
But at least you now know that there are things out there, and you have a desire to know more. Where some people are like, nope, this is what it is. Whatever you're talking about, that's
Guys with the aliens and the portals last week.
exactly. And I think that's what really differentiates people is the one having that knowledge, but two, the willingness. Like I used to always say this: if I was president, every freshman I would send to another country for at least a year to learn. Like, you know how they used to do that foreign exchange, it was called?
Yeah.
It's a prerequisite. Y'all are out of here, and we bring them here.
That's a lot of fucking people.
It's not my problem. I think there has to be.
If you're the president, it's not your problem.
I mean, no.
What the hell?
Listen, we just cut how much money for all these states to have that? No,
To have what?
to get unemployment, for people to get PPP loans. There's a lot of money that was cut. But what I'm saying is, I'm not sending. Let's say, Ty, you're a freshman. You're not going out there balling. You're going to be residing with a family. They understand what it is. It was an exchange of kids.
Yeah. Okay.
The thing that's going to suck is maybe like planes, but I'll give them a tax break for them to do that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's all feasible. But the reason for that is to force them to experience different cultures. And then their mindset is going to be different. So when they come home, maybe.
But would you have to do that? I think that would just be a regional thing. Because like if you live in Boston, like you don't have a choice but to interact with other cultures.
We have the cultural experience, is what he's saying.
I don't think so. Again, Lorenzo Dorchester, he lived in the hood, didn't go outside of the box. Like he moved around, and it wasn't just him. It was like a group of like 20 kids.
But where are you sending him? You don't have to send him to another country. You just got to send him to fucking Middleborough.
No. I want to send him to another country. I think we Americans need to know how other countries move. For a while, and you can ask Jeff or anyone, for a while, I've always said that America's been in a bubble. Like, you saw what just happened in the Capitol a couple weeks ago. Like, that happens every day, everywhere else.
Yeah.
It's not anything new. So I think we've been living in La La Land. They've been hiding a lot of information and shit from us. You know what I mean? As far as like us expressing and different thoughts. But I think if we were to go, like, every time I go to Canada, I come back saying, damn, Americans are fucking assholes. Like, we're rude, we're mean. Like,
oh, hell yeah.
See what I'm saying? So I think if we were to send these kids out, they would come back with a new mindset. They'll be humble. They'll be like, oh, yeah. Shit. I went to a place where we had to be careful. We didn't step on fucking, obviously, I'm joking right now, on landmines type shit, because then I'd be sued, and there goes that plan. But I want them to experience, like, maybe you might go to a country that doesn't have running fucking water. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta
I mean,
hot or heat some hot water to take a bath type of shit. I just think that we are a microwave society where we literally need it like ASAP. Where, you know, what's the best cooked food is an oven, right? It takes time. And I think that plays a role in how we as people think in general anyway. Y'all are fucking quiet today, man. Wake up, god damn it.
I'm just letting you talk your shit.
I need y'all to help me out. Please.
It's a great idea. I mean,
would you sign off on it?
I think that
I'm all about experiencing different cultures and new experiences, but not everybody is. You know what I mean? But
I wouldn't force it, because I think forcing other things on people could be detrimental. You know what I mean? Mainly, I think that, and also, like, you're gonna bring them there, and then they're gonna come back.
Yep.
You know, will it humble them? It should, but
or it makes them hate those people more.
Well, it could, yeah. It could be like, you're pointless. Like, why are you even around? Like, you know what I mean?
And you're gonna come back to your American society and all that shit, and now you might like. There's gonna be the assholes that look like, oh, they fucking live like shit over there. They're not good enough to have what we have.
Okay, but you don't think they would say like, why do you live this way? And then they'll see, oh, the father, there's no jobs out there. He has to just go and create things out of clay and sell to tourist people to live. And
so you're definitely get that, but you're gonna get the entitled, ignorant fools that, you know what I mean? They just think they're better than people.
And
definitely gonna get that. Yeah, and I think it's gonna be. I think it's going to be a lot more than we would expect. A lot more, because we want to believe that people are good. You know what I'm saying? But there might actually be more people that are just like, this is not it.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that really sucks for you, but this is not.
But I talk about it all the time. You got to it's about finding the balance. Like, it's a good idea, but then there's the repercussions of, so you gotta, like you said, you wouldn't force it on people. You gotta find the balance to make it. The problem is with a lot of things, with most things in life, we don't find the balance. We're too extreme to one end or the other, and that's how things get fucked up. Whereas if people started to realize this shit, all right, let's find the balance in this. All right, let's find the balance in this. Let's find the balance. There's a balance to everything.
Right.
But I don't think there's enough effort made into finding the balance in everything.
It's a challenge, isn't it?
Yes,
absolutely.
Speaking of challenges, sir, we're running up on time, but let me throw this last challenge at you that Mr. Scott, aka Archie, sent out to us. He gonna make us $5,000.
Oh yeah, how's that doing? How's that going?
So my paycheck was fucked up, so I haven't officially started yet. But what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do tomorrow, what I'm gonna do tomorrow is I'm gonna take the amount of money that I would have starting from the first of the year till tomorrow and put it all in. So I'm gonna start.
All right, so talk about it.
From the first of the year?
Yeah. So
because you're doing it in order.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, you're doing.
So the challenge is $5,000 in 100 days.
Okay,
that's gonna be tough.
What you do is you take 100 envelopes, you number them 1 to 100, and every day you put that dollar amount in that number envelope. So $1, $2, $3, $4. Tomorrow's gonna be the 22nd. I owe 22 days worth. I did the math, $253. So $253 will go into my envelopes tomorrow, and then from then forth, I have to build up. But if you do it and you are successful, you save $5,050 in 100 days.
Yeah, so it was like a little. Yeah,
that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
you gonna do it, Ty?
We talked about doing it a different. No. Because we figured out, like, if you do it 1 to 100, that last week, those last 10 days is like $1,000 or something like that. Yeah, it's like, because it's $90, $91, $92, that's a lot of fucking money. So what we thought about doing was like, I was like, oh, I'll start at 100, put $100 in, $1 in, 99 in, $2 in, and then
in the middle,
and
meet in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it like other people.
I was doing it. I was gonna do it random.
Yeah, pick up on a random number, and you got to put that much money in. I mean, there's all different ways you can do it. But if you do it, if you put the $100, if you put the amount of money in, you'll save $5,050.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have an app that does things.
I'm saying my bank account's looking rough too, but
I'm not promoting it because they don't pay me. So I got an app that doesn't. I'm very happy that I did it, because somebody, we had a coworker, and he was like, yo, I kind of forgot about it for like a few months. He's like, I forgot about it for a few months, and I went and checked it, and I had like $1,200-$1,300 in there and some shit. I was like,
that transfers over automatically.
Yeah, it just
be pickpocketing you, motherfucker.
Cause I checked it the other day, and I was like, damn, this is fucking great. This is because I don't even pay attention to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even anything that I'm noticing. And I have two two separate accounts. I have a travel account on there, and I have like this. I have an account where like because I want to buy like a project, like a car. So I have those two things. Basically, just a hobby and then my travel. My travel thing for what I want to do is probably gonna be that shit'll be really great. It'll be good by the time like I want to travel. And then my project thing, that's small and that's something really long. But it's been working very well. It's been working very well. And like you could set it up to have different amounts set in. You can't, it doesn't tell you. I mean, you could see like if you're looking at certain things, you'll see the amount of money getting taken out. But it's always a random amount. It's always random. You
Is it capped at a certain amount though?
You can cap it.
Okay.
You can cap it, yeah. But there's no like weekly thing. There's nothing like that. It's just if you want it, because like you could boost it, you could do any of that. So it's like if I want them, if I could say every day take out up to $50 a day. You know what I'm saying? They might take $11. They might take $47. They might take $3. You know what I mean? It's always some random amount. And like I said, like I checked and I was like, oh shit. And like say like your account gets below a certain level, like you could say, I don't want my account to be under $2,000. Like if it goes under, it'll put money back in. You know what I'm saying? So like it's solid, man. It's solid.
Send me the link. I'll be interested in looking at that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, me and him both. I have a similar app. We use different apps, but it's similar. I don't know if it's all of that, but I'm gonna look. Now I'm thinking because because what I was gonna do was I was gonna take some of that $5,000 because in theory I should be done by the end of April. So I was gonna take some of that $5,000 and put it towards our trip that we're supposed to be going on. But maybe I can just set it up so that it does the trip for me.
Right.
See what happens.
Yes.
I'll giving great knowledge out here. I appreciate it.
It was a great episode.
I think so.
It's good.
Adam, is my fucking fire. You know how they used to say use your legs?
Yeah.
Something, man. Shit's real. I always knew it was real, but fucking waking up early and being lazy and not thinking and
Yep. I've done that.
So hopefully I'll be back by tomorrow. I'm tired of taking Advils and it fucking sucks. But anywho, anything going on this weekend?
This weekend, not for me, no.
No parties.
I'm going to a little reggae brunch on Saturday. At where the fuck's it called? Rosendale in Providence. They're doing a little reggae brunch from 12 to 5, so I'm gonna go check that out.
Oh yeah.
And Conor McGregor. What?
What's the capacity?
I don't know. But they do recommend reservations. So if you're thinking about going, hit them up on. I would hit them up on Facebook Messenger, and because that's how I did it, and they got back to me and set my reservation for me.
Nice.
Also, Conor McGregor's fighting this weekend, so I intend to.
Free too, right?
Huh?
Conor McGregor shit is free.
No, pay-per-view.
All right, I thought I saw somewhere it was free.
No, come on now, it's Conor McGregor. You know he ain't doing that shit for free.
I'm gonna hit up Hove. He'll give me the link.
Yeah, that should be a good fight. Actually, that fight and the co-main event should both be pretty good. They're both in the lightweight division, I believe. And it's pretty much like the one. Well, it's 4 of the top fighters in the division, so should be a good fight. Good fights.
You think they'll last?
I mean, Conor said he's gonna finish the dude in under a minute. So they fought the guy. They fought back.
He knocked him on the first round, right?
Yeah, he knocked him on the first round. But that was 6 years ago. The dude since has gone like 10-2. He was a champion for a little bit. You know, Conor's gone like 6-2 or something like that since then. It could like the dude that he's fighting. So he fought the guy in the co-main event, and it was a fucking absolute war. They beat the ever living piss out of each other. I don't know how neither one of them got knocked out.
Really
crazy. So it could be a very, very, very good fight, or it could be fucking over in 3 seconds. Who knows?
Nice. Shit. All right. Well, let's stay in contact because I might be watching it. I'll talk my shit to you guys. I don't know much about that sport, but I don't mind watching it.
Yes.
Great sport.
I'm tired.
I'm gonna see if I can finish my garage because I need to get my gym in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little home gym.
Yeah. It's all insulated except the roof. I got my quotes for spray shit, so they can do that. It's about 1,800. We'll do that. Throw some sheetrock. I got a heater that I'm buying specifically for the garage, and I can start acting like I want to work out.
Nice.
Got to lose weight. Want to lose weight. Outside of that, I got shit going on.
Hoping my kitchen starts to come together this weekend. My cabinets got here yesterday.
Nice.
Walls are almost done. So the
You got your backsplash?
Backsplash picked out. I don't think it's been picked up yet.
Ah.
Everything's picked out. Appliances are picked out. Cabinets are here. Counters picked out, but isn't here yet. Floors here, but not installed yet. Lighting is all picked out, but not here yet. But everything's coming. It's coming together slowly but surely, but it's coming.
Update on Mom Dukes. Is she all right? I'll give any more suggestions. Are you listening?
Cool. We ran into a little issue with the pantry. The pantry design wasn't as big as we had hoped it was. It's 18 wide. So we tried to change it, but when we tried to change it, it created it took away some other storage and created some negative space. So we made the decision that it probably wasn't the best idea. So we ended up sticking with the original 18-inch pantry.
Okay.
Which kind of sucks, but we have a 24-inch pantry, or we have a 24-inch pantry.
Mm-hmm.
So you lose 6 inches, but we're gaining like 2 feet on it. So I think it equals out eventually. So
nice. Yeah, I'm almost done over here. We're gonna bring down my cabinets because we had rammed them all the way up to the ceiling, but I hate having to get a step stool to pick shit out of a cabinet. So it's going back down. And then we got the backsplash now, but I'm just waiting for my back to kind of heal up to put that shit up, and then the kitchen will be almost done. Yeah, we waited shit 2.5 years between all the little bumps in the road and everything, and we finally got my granite because I almost went the Formica route. I was like, fuck, it's only a fucking countertop, and then me and the wife were like, no, we said we wanted this specific one, we're gonna wait.
Yeah. For me, I wanted to get it done before we actually purchased the house because I felt like if we purchase the house and then bills get tight or whatever, that shit will never get done. And my kitchen was so outdated, I was like, it has to be done before we purchase it.
Well, guess what? Taxes are going up, buddy, for you.
Hey, man, this is what it is.
Yeah. Welcome. That's all I got. What about you? Anyone else? Any shout outs or anything?
Yeah, shout out to Lauren. Shout out to my homegirl Jermaine for their orders on the cupcakes. And the feedback was great.
Y'all making money out here.
Shout out to them.
I like that. I said y'all making money out here. I like that.
All right, man. I'm gonna give a shout out to the people that have been buying the paintings. I have a couple of orders that I got to fulfill, and I'm also gonna give a shout out to these 2 dudes I met on PlayStation last night because I told them about the podcast. They went and looked at. Well, at least one of them went and looked into it. Was listening to us. He said, like, we had a good conversation about the shit that we were talking about. So appreciate
Did he hit that subscribe button though?
What's that?
Did he hit the subscribe button?
One of them did. So the one that we didn't have a conversation about it did hit the subscribe button. But I think the other guy, even though he might have actually, but he didn't. I think he'll go back and watch because it's pretty interesting.
We need y'all to subscribe, like, share. That's what it's all about, man. We do it for likes.
We do it for the likes.
All right, I'm out of here, guys. Good talking to y'all. Let's keep the content. Hey, by the way, I'm expecting a cupcake. Actually, I'll put in an order. Send me like a price list. Whatever it is, I'll put in an order.
I'm gonna I have a list. I have a menu coming. I have a taster. I'm gonna send you a whole thing, free. But you don't gotta worry. It's not gonna be anything anybody gotta pay for. Just because I got a survey, got all that stuff going on.
I like that. Did Jay fill out the survey?
Yeah, he did. Yep, I got the thing back.
Huh?
I was done for you, son.
How you feel? Word, was he? Yeah, but did you give all positive shit?
I gave out real shit.
But yeah, so I got a menu. I got 10 flavors. I'm gonna do 10. And then, like I said, like I just wanted to see what people think, see what people like and stuff like that. Once I have that solid 10, I'll put it out there. You know, I got some seasonal flavors, so it'll be more than 10, but I think 10. I think it'll probably be like 8 year round for right now until I start dabbling into.
So the name Sweet by Tyler.
Sweet by Tyler.
Sweet by Tyler. Sweet.
Yo, here's the thing. Even if you don't like a certain flavor, try his cupcakes. 'Cause I don't like pumpkin, but his pumpkin cupcake, oh fuck, bomb. And Lauren said the thing. She said she don't fuck with. I said, listen, just try it. She tried it. She said it was fucking amazing. Try the flavor even if you don't like it.
I'm down for that. Down for that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep it doing what it do.
Yeah.
I have a little surprise for y'all this weekend. I won't tell you what it is, but I have a surprise this weekend.
Yeah.
I like surprises.
I do what I do.
Me too.
Do what I do. No, we are out of here, ladies and gentlemen. That was another episode of Different Perspective. And on that note, my name is Cliff. We got Archie Rhodes, and we have who? Titty Tata. Fuck it. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have a blessed one. Be safe.
All right,
2, 3. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your further listening pleasure,